It is me, MVT Sky, and this is a daily read for Aries, and it is the 16th. And so we still have this Saturn energy, the higher frequency of Mercury, the middle frequency Jupiter, this lower frequency of Pluto, and the overall energy for Aries today is this Uranus Neptune energy, which speaks of Aquarius and Pisces, friends, social groups, hopes, wishes, personal appearance, temperament, health, that kind of thing, right? So, of course, social groups could come up in several groups. Personality, confinement, hospitals, institutions, and the subconscious mind. And Aries is the personality, appearance, and temperament, and health, right? So that's the 11th house, 12th house, and the first house. So anyway, let's see what's going on with the Uranus and Neptune energy, the social groups, the friends, the hopes, the wishes, some may be dealing with confinement, institutions, hospitals, the subconscious mind, and secrets and hidden activities is a thing. When you're dealing with Mercury, you're talking about communication and mentality anyway. And then when you're dealing with the Jupiter, you're talking about beliefs, good luck, wealth, building, good energy. And then you talk about Saturn in the 10th house. All right, so let's see what other planets, Uranus and Neptune, want to talk about for Aries today. The house of Taurus. All right, so there may be, some communication and discussion and secrets and hidden activity in concern to the house of Taurus. When you talk about that, you talk about finances and possessions and values and things of that nature. So we're going to look into that, right? So that's the second house, right? Now, let's do Saturn. Let's get Saturn out the way. All right, and so when you're dealing with this Capricorn energy, right, it's, stabilizing, building strong foundations. But it's also about public reputation, honor, profession, dealing with authorities, parents, that kind of thing. So let's see what else is going on here. What Saturn want to talk about? Saturn wants to talk about Virgo, right? So Virgo is talking about service, occupation, employees, food, small animals, illnesses, to a degree. That's not the only thing Virgo discusses, right? So when we also talking about Virgo, Virgo also seems, where are you at, Virgo? Mercury energy. So yeah, the rational mind, reason, communication, language, all of that stuff comes in there. So pay attention to business and work. Pay attention to money and values and secrets, friends, social groups. That means even at work, people, right? So let's look at what's going on in this high frequency of 5. And when you talk about Mercury, you're talking about Gemini, Virgo energy any old ways, right? And so let's see what happens over here. All right, what's going on? What's the communication? What's the discussion? What's going on with service, occupation? Also, sometimes the 5s can represent conflicts, right? So sometimes, not all the time, okay, if you're looking at just the number itself. So let's see what's going on here. So you got this good old knight that wants to come up, and I'm still going to do my call out later, but you got the Knight of Swords that's coming up here. You got this 6 of coins that's coming up here, and then you have this Emperor that's coming up here. So first off, you're talking about at the end of this, the Emperor is here. This is letting you know that this is definitely a communication and conversation in reference to the energy of Aries. What are you doing secretly? What are you doing upon dealing with business, institutions, that kind of thing, right? What's the hidden activity? I see this need for balance, okay, between being aggressive or communicating about, communicating aggressive. The mentality of the Emperor in a high frequency should be able to give in balance and communicate in balance and bring upon good messages, right? So this is some communications that's coming through in reference to some things that may have been given or may need to be given in balance to an Emperor energy. And this is not negative, okay? This is when the 6 of coins is rational and thinking and communicating. This is when the 6 of coins is able to provide in a fair manner, okay? Now, in one case, given to one individual, it may send them off to the wind and out the way. And then, you go into this elder energy or this superior energy and providing also, which may bring some balance, okay? But it's about balancing out in that term, okay? Control, power, communication, okay? So let's see what's going on in Jupiter. And when you're talking about Jupiter, Aries that may be dominant, and some Mercury may be dominant with some Uranus and Neptune, may be dominant when you're talking about this energy of Jupiter that rules Saturn. Is philosophy. What's your philosophy, Aries? What's your real beliefs, right? What's your visions and dreams? All right, so you got this 5 of coins here. You also have the 6 of cups here. So we have these 2 sixes here. Brings you to 12, 3. All right, so it's fine there. And then you have this magician here. All right. Now, in the middle frequency, the magician can go either way. The magician can either make a choice to function in the lower frequencies, or can choose to function in the higher frequencies, right? But this is something that, is a little bit different when there's 5. This is a loss, or, the energy of a loss of wealth and good fortune when you have this 5 of coins here, based off of past experiences, thoughts, people, and places that may be manipulating the situation based upon all kinds of things, the way they see things, their vision of the particular individual, their concepts. Now, understand that in some cases, it could also just be based upon belief, okay? Understand that this loss here, okay, is this permanent. This is middle frequency, okay? Middle frequency and a lot of past energy. And so we're gonna look at this magician, okay? Let's see which way it goes in this lower frequency, okay? Alrighty, so who comes down? The King of Cups. Alright, so when you're dealing with the King of Cups, you're dealing with water, fire, energy, okay? So there may be some Aries here with some water in there. Alright, you're also dealing with the Star. You're dealing with Aquarius energy right here. And you're dealing with the Chariot. The Chariot has been liking to pop up. But if you pay attention to how this is going, all of the majors is at the end of the row again. So this is becoming a little thing with the energy of Aries, okay? Traveling, movement, trying to manipulate, trying to control, that kind of thing. If you're going from low frequency to higher frequency, this is a lack of being able to control a particular situation and trying to, manipulate, okay, or manifest into this higher frequency. That's what it should be, okay, depending on which way the magician wants to go. If the magician wants to go into this lower frequency, then it's going to be a manipulation. If the magician wants to go into the higher frequency, then it's going to be a manifestation. Okay, so stay in the higher aspects when communicating, and the mentality and the way one expresses throughout the day. Anyway, the hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires. In the lower frequency, there may be changes that is not what Aries want today. Even when it comes to the emotions and this King of Cups energy, that would be out of balance when the change comes, creating a little bit of confusion, right? Now, again, too much fire will boil up water and evaporate it, and there will be no emotion, right? And too much water will get rid of fire, and there will be no action, right? And a perfect combination brings us into this air energy, but it's still a little bit mixy, a little bit confusing, right? Be careful of what you want to manifest and what your hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires are, and what you're trying to control and how you're trying to control it. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, there may be this conversation or confusion when it comes to finances and physical possessions, and it may be the change may have created a little bit of loss and may have created some motion and communication that needs to come up in this higher frequency, right? Outside of that, the hopes, wishes, and dreams and desires of people, places, and things and thoughts of the past, right? It's about a giving energy at the end of the day. What are you giving to, and why are you giving it? Are you giving in a higher energy? Are you communicating with an elder in a higher vibration for the betterment of a whole particular situation? Are you able to control? Are you moving or creating movement or motion? Are you controlling your light and dark energies when you are trying to manifest and bring things about? Are you trying to come into this emperor state? Because the emperor is still very wealthy and very sturdy and very stern and very clear, but can be super aggressive and overpowering when he's in this high frequency of Mercury, right? His mentality is going to be clear, right? His communication is going to be clear, even when he's dealing with services, occupations, and business, which is what this is focuses on. But there's his Aries energy over here, where there's some things that either Aries may know okay? Or some Taurus may know about Aries, or outside of that, it may just be simply dealing with Aries house, other houses that that some people don't pay attention to when they don't look at their charts. This Uranus Neptune situation, right? We're just saying, hey, let's look at the hidden activities and the systems and social circles and things of that nature in this house of Taurus, which deals with finances and earning power. So let's see what else is going on over there. Okay. The Eight of Cups. The Three of Swords. And the Page of Pentacles. Alright, so when you are discussing this particular situation, yeah, there's this, walking away or desire to walk away from a particular situation that is a little bit emotionally, let's say, disturbing for Aries, about some things that they feel like they may have learned or they are trying to learn or will be revealed right among social circles and things of that nature. Outside of that, there is this need to get over this thing. You're walking away, you're dealing with the broken heart. You need to be getting over the broken heart so that you can continue to build and come upon brand new opportunities. But this is also a giving energy, right? This is a very loving and giving energy. And so, when you're dealing with this house of Taurus is very bullheaded and very stubborn. And sometimes it's hard for Taurus energies to walk away underlying, right? And this heartbroken energy and this caring and sharing kind of energy, this is definitely in there. So what it's saying is, be very careful, Aries, of who you are trying to share with. Okay? What are you sharing? Why are you sharing it? What are you walking away from emotionally? What heartbreak is behind all of that? Is it based off of that? Right? Pay attention to this house of Taurus, right? Quick. Your social circles and groups. Pay attention to earth signs in your social circles and groups today. Pay attention to air signs in your social circles and groups. And pay attention to water signs also. Okay? Because even in this Eight of Cups, he holding a book like he knows something that don't nobody know. He not even paying attention to this three of Swords here. All right. So let me see what else comes in. I'm gonna throw like one more down here. What's going on with this Three of Swords? The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, Aries, you may have some people that feel some type of way about finances and possessions and money today. Pay attention to that. They may also be holding secrets or feel like they hold secrets or know things about your financial status, or you may know something or think you know something about somebody else's financial status, that may make you feel some type of way at the end of the day. Okay? So pay attention to how you deal with that. Stay in a high frequency when you're communicating about this. Pay attention to who's giving in. Is it in balance? Pay attention to stability, or is there going to be firm stability in a high frequency? In the communication and thought and mentality is that, and so it will manifest if necessary and when necessary, right? The manipulations, there may have been some manipulations under this energy of Sag, a little bit, that caused or created some kind of financial loss from people and situations from the past in the middle frequency, depending on which direction certain people and people that you interact with want to go through. All right, they got somebody really in their emotions, okay, and things are not manifesting. Hopes, wishes, and desires may not be coming about the same way, and the control factor may not be the way it should be down here in this lower frequency anyway. And so yeah, you got this just flew out, the Eight of Wands. So things are in motion, and this is not for the lower frequency, it just flew out. So things is in motion, okay? Things is moving, regardless of the fact. Things will move, okay? And one has to be patient, even though the wands move quickly. Things may be in motion very quickly. Pay attention to how things land. And what you're looking at right here, I just threw it up there randomly, is, there may be something in motion that have somebody walking away. They may be a little bit heartbroken. It might mess with their finances from the very beginning, but they still will deal with this and come into this Nine of Pentacles. Regardless. So people who have Aries in their chart, Uranus, Neptune in their chart, Mercury, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, pay attention. Alright? Saturn wants you to pay attention to this house of Virgo extra. Okay? Where Uranus and Neptune wants you to pay attention to your Taurus house. And if you notice, there's a nice bit of, earth, fire, air, energy up here. Okay? And even when you're dealing with the star, it still speaks of communication in social circles and friends, okay? This is dealing with the house of Uranus. When you're dealing with it, there may be some negative energy in social groups and friends and things of that nature. All right, so let me look at this Virgo real quick. What's going on in the services, occupation, employees, and things of that nature? Not that it's only limited to that, right? So let's see. Judgment. So yeah, some may experience some judgments, things that's being resurrected, reborn up, getting dug into when it comes to services and occupations and things of that nature. So just pay attention to how you moving when you working and dealing with work and in employment and communicating with people, and and if you pay attention, this Knight of Swords is going towards this Saturn Virgo judgment card right here, right? And then when you're dealing with the card of judgment, you are dealing with the energy of Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto anyway, but in its fire aspect, because sometimes Aries will pop up and rule in Pluto also. So, kind of pay attention to that, okay? And that's just the gist of it all. So anyway, no worries. Stay in your high vibrations. Communications coming in quickly. Make sure things is in balance. Make sure that you are in a position of stability. Understand that even the Aries has access to the air energies here. That's why he gets to hold the sword, even though he's still a warish energy sometimes, right? Or she's a warish energy sometimes. So anyway, see you on the next one. Smooches, deuces, and be good.